Where to begin? This was originally going to be in an upcoming Xbox Game Pass video I'm working on, but this game deserves its own. The Xbox Game Pass video is going to have tiny short reviews on every single Game Pass game. If I spent 10 minutes on every single Game Pass game, the video would be 50 hours long. I don't even want to think about how long that would take to put together. And because it was part of a longer video, it comes along with a few caveats. In my Game Pass video, I set myself a rule to do no research on the game and just play it how it's presented, as one might do trying a Game Pass game for the first time. And maybe this game was made in someone's basement with a team of like 4 people. I'm not going to take that into consideration when making this video. I'm going to take the game completely at face value. So, without further ado, let's begin.
You are dawdling, Amicia. How will you be able to follow the lords at hunt?
Is that your only ambition for me? To follow? I will beat them and I will watch them eat my dust as I forge ahead. But for that, I shall need a good horse.
You've been going on about this walk for ages. Why here?
The tree.
You are Amicia. You are the daughter in the city's royal family. You begin in the forest with your dog. Oh no. And your dad. Oh no. Alright, let's just cut to the chase. Dog lost, dog dead. Flesh-eating plague, dad gone. Dad dead, mother is... Mother dead, brother sick, city ruined, run away. With all that being said, you must find safety for you and your brother, traversing enemy soldiers and the plague. And you know what? That's as far as I'll go with the story. Which, if you've played this game, you might be thinking, Jake, that's weird. This game is like 90% story. How are you going to do an analysis and not mention the story any further? Well, I'll get to that. But for now, let's move on to... A Plague's Tale is essentially a stealth game. You're armed with a slingshot, which comes with a vast amount of ammunition types, at least later on. The primary being rocks. It is often used more as a tool to solve puzzles, or a distraction than it is to be a weapon. The game is often inconsistent with its usage as a weapon. For example, the first time you're forced to fight an armoured enemy, you can shoot their armour off. But outside of boss fights, all armoured enemies are invincible until way later on in the game. So if the game wants you to be stealthy, it will just give you invincible enemies. If you even try to test if they can be killed, you guarantee your own death, because they can all run faster than you. And you might be thinking, so what? The game's hard. That doesn't make it bad. And you're right, it doesn't make it bad. But the thing is, the game isn't hard. The game is only hard if you try and play it the way you want to play. You can't explore the bounds outside of what the game wants you to do. This discourages experimentation and finding your own way to do things, which might not necessarily be a negative if that's what you want to do with your game, but it just feels so restricting. It feels like I am not enjoying my time. You can't just be a rock-slinging badass whenever you feel like just going ham. But you never know until you try and fail. Every single time. I get why you can't. For the story's sake, it doesn't make much sense if you're just trying to survive and protect your brother to go rock-slinging Rambo, but I don't think you should have to sacrifice gameplay for story. Even more restrictive and limited is this area here, where your slingshot has been taken away from you. This could be a very auspicious opportunity to explore some new interesting things. You don't have your slingshot, and are trapped in the enemy camp. How will I get out of this situation? With the skills I've learned along the way? Maybe there's rocks somewhere I can pick up with my hands and throw as a distraction. No. There is a guy up on the rafters who just slingshots whatever you tell him to. Wait, so what's the point of not having my slingshot? He doesn't even slingshot what you want him to. You just keep telling him different stuff until you get the right one.
Barrel with the spears. Well done. Get ready to go.
It is a divine plague. And this is just the beginning.
Good job.
So you literally cannot fail. What's the point? Disregarding all of that, this game's stealth system is, well, it's fine. It's sort of what you'd expect. Here, just look.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Go on. Slowly. All right. Not a sound.
There are some goofy moments with the stealth, but it doesn't take you out of it. It's sort of what we've come to expect with stealth games.
Strange. What was that?
So in saying that, I guess we're only left with... So, the plague is weird. It's visualized as a mass of bloodthirsty rats. They're afraid of light sources such as torches, and that's your primary tool of fighting off the plague. Though, an interesting mechanic, it too is very limited. The game will randomly take your torch away without good reason. Like, oops, I dropped it in mud, or oops, I have to put it down to go up a small ledge. Turn around! You can pick up that light source! Don't you lie to me!
Come on. Climb up. All right.
Light is something our characters should treasure! Light is imperative to your survival, yet you drop it in mud? You don't get it out of the holder once you climb up the ledge, completely limiting yourself? Why? I know it's designed that way to make you do the puzzles, but after the first two, the puzzles are really not that interesting or fun. The characters will just tell you what to do anyway, not even giving you a chance to figure it out.
There's a boat over there. Just past the mill. So let's go.
Amicia, the windmill is almost on fire.
Yes, 8-year-old child, thank you for bestowing your wisdom upon me. And I'll often die to the plague for absolutely no reason. If you step out of bounds, the rats will kill you no matter what. Like, you can step out of light for like a second, and then step back into the light. The rats will come into the light to kill you, even though they're scared of light. Despite the average gameplay and annoying little unavoidable deaths due to bugs and what have you, I kept on coming back to play it. This game is probably one of the most beautiful looking games I've played in a while, visually and audibly. The graphics are very in your face, intense sometimes, but I'm here for it. And the music is just downright beautiful, as I'm sure you've heard throughout this. I was constantly playing just for that feeling of discovery, not caring how bored I was because it would all be worth it to find the next amazing looking thing. But then, the unexpected happened. My game completely locked up. I was stuck. There was this invisible wall that no matter what I did wouldn't let me through. I even closed and reopened the game, I restarted it multiple times. But it just didn't want me to keep going, ending my game. Which was good for me. I had already spent way too long on this game, considering I have like 200 to get around to. Maybe the story gets really good. Maybe the gameplay improves a lot. I said at the start of this I didn't really want to expand the story because I couldn't. I could not keep playing. A few days later I went back and messed around. After toying with the settings for a while, I found out that you had to lower your graphics, walk through the hole, and then turn them back up again. But at that point, the damage has been done. I'd already lost interest. I'd already started writing scripts for the other games on the Game Pass, and I thought that this game was, well, gone. Overall, I probably played it for 2.5 hours, and I would have kept going if not for the flow of the game being ruined by a bug. After I fixed the game, I played around for half an hour, and literally right after I fixed the bug, interesting shit started to happen. Which is a shame. I was genuinely interested in what laid ahead after playing that half an hour, but I had already basically had the script done for this game, and I'd moved on. Maybe I'll come back to the game someday and my opinion will change, but until then, I'm not sure I can recommend this game to anyone. I just thought I'd drop in and say one last thing. As I said at the start of the video, I'm judging the game based on my first-hand experience, not letting anything outside the game influence what I thought. I really wanted to like this game. It seems like the sort of game I'd love. If I didn't have 200 to 400 other games to get around to, I probably would have finished it. But I just couldn't. Especially after my motivation broke due to the softlock. But at the moment, Xbox Game Pass is only $1. If you're skeptical of this video, or you love the game and want to play it again, I recommend getting on Game Pass. Every game on the Xbox Game Pass is worth $1, but that doesn't speak to the quality of the game. I could not recommend the game at its standalone price. That's all I have to say. I'm not sure how to end this video. I think I'm going to put a really smooth transition.
You really fucking watching this shit?